We're live. All right, everybody. Welcome to the hot seat. I'm your host, CJ of Cooking with CJ fame and fortune. No fortune. Anyway, I just want to say I'm excited for you guys to be here tonight. We have an outstanding guest. We have a special guest. We have one of the best guests ever, Daryl from Bad Beast BBQ. Yeah, we need to get that background applause going, that canned applause. Thanks, Miss CJ. Appreciate it. Got some background applause. Good job. All right. So before we get started, as always, I want to introduce my co-host with the most, Kent from Daddy Dutch BBQ. How you doing, brother? And I give a shout out to all my mods in the house. We got Red, Hobo, Leprechaun with J, Slow Golf Clap. That's awesome. And let's see here. I didn't see Scott's in there yet. I think he was first, and then I haven't seen him jump on there. So, Scott, welcome if you're in there. The people I see so far, we got CLE Random in there, Soul Food Cooking. How you doing, brother? Let's see, drag it up a little bit. I think I covered everybody. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to everybody in the links down below. Kris, go ahead and move that thumbs down to a thumbs up, please. Oh, there you are, Scotty. How you doing? Pickles, what's up, brother? How you doing? All right. So glad you guys are here. I'll keep an eye on who's here as we go. And Yokum 294, you're new to the channel. Right on. Welcome. Excited you to be here. Okay. Take a breath. Whew. And Kris is not moving the thumbs down. One of these days, Kris is going to make me cry. The time's not right. Perfect. All right, cool. All right. So, welcome, Daryl. And I want you to see, everybody can see, I'm repping Bad Beast tonight. So there you go. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing good tonight, man. How's everybody doing out there?
Right on. If you have a question for Daryl and myself, make sure you put it in the chat. You can send it to at Kent Vanderweed or at Vanderweerd, sorry, brother, or at CJ. And Kent will write down the questions for us. All right. Daryl, you ready to get started from Your Life?
Oh, yeah. Let's rock and roll.
All right. You know what? I have a note here. Before we get started, thank you for your service. As being an Air Force vet, you know I love the vets on the show. Everybody in the chat loves the vets in the show. So thank you for your service, brother. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
All right. Good. All right. Let's start off with the hardest question there is. What's in your cup tonight?
What's in my cup tonight? All right, well, everybody know I'm a Crown Royal fanatic, so of course I'm sipping on some Crown Royal. And my brother, when I went down to Louisiana for Labor Day weekend, he hit me up with a bottle of this Crown Royal Texas Mesquite. And so I'm hitting this up tonight, and I got to tell you, the Mesquite is pretty strong in this drink here.
Does it really taste like a barbecue?
Yeah, you definitely can taste the mesquite smoke in this. But to me, it's not as smooth as some of the other Crown Royals. I think they hadn't put more emphasis on the mesquite flavor than they did anything else. But, no liquor will go to waste. We definitely going to drink this down to the bottom of the bottle. That's for sure. So
that's awesome. You'll see the end of the bottle, the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, we definitely will see the bottom of the bottle probably within the next. Well, I'm drinking by myself, so it might take me about a week to finish this. So.
All right. That's all right. No one's judging. All right, man. So, where are you from?
I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, born and bred down in the South. I live in Illinois now. After joining the Air Force, got a chance to travel the world. Spent 7 years in Japan, about 10 years in Germany. And so now, of course, have deployed to all the little desert locations and stuff. But I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Attended LSU for a couple of years before joining the military. So, yeah, I'm from down south, down from the dirty South, man. So where it's hot and heavy down there.
That's awesome. Were you a little excited about that Miami victory?
A little excited is an understatement, man. We didn't even expect to win that game. And my brother and I and all his friends was over at the house. He had barbecued, and, you know, we had been drinking all evening. So by the time the game kicked off, we was nice and toasty. And every touchdown, every interception, every pick six, man, oh, man, we celebrated, you know. So, yeah, we're loving that win. LSU surprised me, especially their defense, on how well they played.
You know what? Me too. But here's the thing. I'm a SC boy. You know, I don't know a lot of people know that, but I'm a big fan of USC. Fight on. My Trojans are the best. But I love your head coach. Coach O is one of my favorites from back in the, you know, the Pete Carroll days, because he was a SC's coach for a while, the D-line coach and the coordinator. So he was just awesome, man. I love his gravelly, you know, talking the Cajun, you know, talk from down there. He's just freaking – they have to have subtitles up from when they interview him, man. That's just freaking hilarious.
Hey, I love it, man. And everything he says on the radio, man, he ends with "Go Tigers."
He's freaking awesome, man. All right, so I see we got a German speaker in the chat over there. Bacon 420 was speaking in German. That's cool, man. I don't sprechen Sie Deutsch, but you know, keep it in English in the chat if you can. It makes it a little easier for everybody to talk. All right. I do notice that someone had a recent birthday. So how many? I just want to say happy birthday to you. Was it on Labor Day?
It was. My birthday is of course 3 September, and 9 times out of 10 it'll fall right on Labor Day. So
right on. All right, everybody in the chats, put your happy birthdays out there, and your cakes and the cake emojis, whatever.
Yeah, man. 54 years old, man. So, you know, been blessed. Still got my health and most of my senses anyway.
Hey, those go early, dude. Don't worry about those. You don't need them anyway. Come on.
And not as long as I got this.
Yeah, exactly. You got that and a nice cigar, you're good to go. All right, so I'm just seeing people roll up through the chat, so I want to shout them out real quick that I've seen. Of course, we got Bacon 420 in there, Suburban Barbecue, Smoking Joe's Barbecue, Meathead. What up, Big Meat? How you doing, brother? Cooking with Webby, Carolina Country Cooking. Susie's in there, Cooking with James, Smoky Goodness, Eric at Roundhouse Ranch. I saw Josh. I think Babe's with you too. There you go. The Real Joey B. How you doing? Maurice World. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. My bad. And Chef Johnny's in there. How you doing, man? Caught your live just the end of it earlier, Chef. Sorry we missed it. But, you know, I showed up for a minute. And James from Aim and Claim Him. How you doing, James? What's up, brother? All right, guys, let's get back to the questions. All right, so family life, wife, kids, dog, ferret, whatever.
Yeah, I'm married. I got a wonderful wife, and she's also my pseudo camera woman. So anytime we go somewhere or I'm doing some videos outside, she's handling the camera work for me most of the time. You know, been married for like 33 years. Got one son. He'll be turning 30 in January. He lives in Austin, Texas. He's a graphic designer, and we go there once a year, usually around Thanksgiving, to go visit him. And that's when I get an opportunity to hang out with last time I hung out with Troy from T-Roy Cooks and from the Baby Back Maniac and James from Aim and Claim. We all met up and had lunch, and that was a cool time hanging out with those guys. But that's it. I got one son and the wife, and now that he's gone, you know, loving just being me and the wife in the house. That way I know if anything gets broke, I know who did it.
Right on. That's cool that she's your pseudo camera woman. I do the same thing over here. It's nice to have someone that supports you and gets you through this stuff, because trying to do it yourself, and I know you tried it, is just a pain in the ass. Straight up a pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, I got like 3 or 4 tripods around my bar with different cameras on them, you know, to get my different angles. Most of the time, I like to have her if I'm, you know, I got a couple of segments like I do on the road and when I'm outside recording. But when we're on the road and I'm talking about the restaurant and stuff, she's doing all the camera angles and, you know, helping me gather my B-roll and all that kind of stuff. So she's really into it. So I love the fact that she's willing to do that type of stuff. That's so awesome, man. Is there any chance she wants to come in there and say hi on camera?
No, man. The only time I can get my wife on camera, and you guys have seen a few of my videos where she's cooked with me, it has to be like the night or the very next night after she comes back from the hairdresser. After that, man, she refuses to get in front of the camera. She's got to be all dialed up. I could be covered in soot and charcoal and barbecue sauce, but she has to look like, you know, what's the lady from the game show that be turning the letters? She has to
Vanna White.
Gotta look like Vanna White, or you know, or Claire from the Huxtables in order to get in front of her, you know.
That's awesome. All right, so we won't get her on. That's fun. That's fun. I did notice your brother's in the chat. So Big G's in the chat. Daryl Smith.
Is he?
Yep.
Is he?
Daryl, Phil, or Big G, whatever you want me to call you. Feel free to put some interesting tidbits about your brother in the chat and share with all of us.
Oh man, what's going on, my brother, man? I tell you, man, I love hanging out with my brother this weekend, man. He's man, I'm the oldest, and he's the next one, and we do most of the hanging out between all the brothers. He comes up here periodically to Illinois, and I get home as much as I can to party with him, man. But you know, just hanging out and drinking and talking about, you know, our dad and good old days and stuff like that, man. I just can't beat it, because you can't beat you know, good family time. So
I fully agree, man. Fully agree. I watched that little Labor Day deal you did with your brother and your buddy behind you, and that, I gotta tell you, man, that cigar you had, that was one of the biggest damn sticks I've seen. It was a 60 gauge ring. Did it take you 3 hours to smoke it?
Probably took about an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness, man, that thing's a beast.
I know, but it was nice, man. It's nice and mild, and it's got a nice, easy draw to it. So first time I had a cigar that big, well, second time since I was taking one to my brother. But I'm gonna have to give me a couple of more every now and then when I got a long time to sit outside and puff.
Yeah, seriously, man. All right, that's cool. That's very cool. All right, so no wife, fine, whatever. What's your real job besides YouTube?
Well, when I was in the military, I did supply logistics for 26 years, and so when I got out, like most military, I do the same thing. I'm a logistics supply flight chief. I supervise like 25 military folks as a civilian, and we just keep all the data. We kind of a data integrity cleaning operation, so all the information that are in the systems for all the parts and pieces that people order, we kind of keep that data clean. Make sure all the indicative data is correct. So it's a big job. We monitor about 3.5 million different item records across the entire Air Force. So, but it's a good job, man, because I have a degree in computer science. So I do a lot of programming to kind of modernize a lot of the manual tasks that we do when it comes to correcting a lot of that information. Right on, right on.
Very cool. All right, so before we go to Kent, I'm gonna shout out some people I see in the chat. Kirby's here, Kirby's Fish and Grill. Jason from Easy Bake, Kevin Knoll. We shout out your brother, and we got Miss Booger in the house. Future guest, Miss Booger, air fryer recipes with Booger 500 US. She has signed on the dotted line. She signed a contract to be on the hot seat. So that's awesome. See Barbecue Pit, dude. I don't know if I hollered you out already, but hi, welcome. All right. Kent, my brother, how you doing, man? Oh, Shadow Seed, how you doing in there, man? Kent, what's up, man?
Not much. Couple questions for you, Daryl. Soul food cooking. Have you ever made a video and then decided not to publish it?
Yeah, when I first started, man, video editing and video recording just was not a strong suit of mine. So, I've had some of my earlier videos. I spent all day videotaping and going on after I started editing and going on. But most of the time, if I don't post a video, it's probably because the sound quality is very, very bad. When I first started, I didn't have all the microphones and stuff that I have right now. And so, most people, they'll look at bad video, but they won't watch video that has bad audio. So, yeah, I've had some that the audio was really terrible, especially here in Illinois, behind my house, there's a bunch of trees, and this time of year we got them cicadas making all that noise, and you're outside trying to record. You can never filter that noise out. So yeah, there has been some I haven't done, but most of the time it's because of audio.
All right. And for the channel name that our lovely host butchered, Maria's World. See how hard that was, CJ? Even an Iowa boy.
Look at the name of her channel.
Hey,
it does not say Maria.
We are not here to make excuses. We're here to get stuff right. All right.
We are not here to make excuses. You know what? You know, in an hour, you're going to be fired again. I'm just telling you right now.
It's awesome. All right. Maria's World wants to know, Daryl, do you have a GoPro? And if not, what cameras do you use?
I don't have a GoPro per se. I do have one of the lower cost action cameras. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I bought it off of Amazon or one electronic sales. My main camera is a Canon 70D. And then, but ironically, between the Canon 70, other than the Canon 70D, the camera that I use the most is my Samsung S7. You guys will be amazed at how remarkable you can get your video using a cell phone that has a decent camera. So those are my two main go-to, especially when I'm on the road. I take my Samsung with me and I put like 120 gigabyte card in it when on cruises and stuff. So I never have to worry about running out of memory. And then I got an old Canon handheld camcorder that I might use for like some secondary shots or some close-ups. But I do have, like I said, the little action camera, the Canon 70D, the Samsung S7, and the little handheld camcorder. So,
all right, good enough.
Well, that pretty much takes care of one of my questions. Whatever. I think the people are so used to the hot seat, they already know the questions coming up that they want to ask you before I do. All right, sorry, Ken, you good?
Yep, we're all good. Back on you, brother.
All right, thanks, man. All right, so. I see Christy's cooking channel showed up. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I tried to do it once. Hey y'all. Anyway, tell old Lloyd we said hi.
Oh, the fellas from Double J BBQ in the house, CJ.
What? Oh, there he is. Double J. How you doing, man? I see Deep C's in there too. I hope I've gotten everybody. If I haven't shouted you out, I don't know. If that's the worst thing you have to worry about today, then you're doing all right. All right, so how did you get started on YouTube, my friend?
Well, like I said, I love to cook, and YouTube is just go on YouTube all the time to get ideas for barbecuing and stuff. And the three individuals that I used to watch a whole lot when I started off was Greg over at Ballistic Barbecue, Russ over at Smoky Ribs, and T-Roy Cooks. I used to watch those three guys all the time. And and also Daddy Cooks. And so when I got interested in trying to do what they were doing, you know, I said, man, I could do this. I could videotape this type of stuff. And so, but before I started, I sent them several emails. That I talked to Daddy Cooks on the phone. Greg from Ballistic Barbecue, talked to him, sent him emails. He answered me back. So did Russ, to try to get some idea of how to get started and what to do. And so those four guys was really my inspiration for getting my channel started. And like I said, I started out with a little handheld Canon camcorder we had, and moving it all around the place 50 different ways, trying to get my different angles and stuff, and fighting with poor audio. But I think it's just the inspiration of those guys and what they did kind of pushed me to want to do something just like that. So like I say, they were the cornerstones to me getting started in YouTube.
And that does say a lot for those people. Like they are very open to helping everybody out and do good things, man. So we had Daddy Cooks on here last weekend, and it's just, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's a great dude to top it all off. So I don't see him in the chat here tonight, but he's such a good dude. When I first started doing my channel too, I had no idea what I was doing, and I reached out to him like, take a look. And the first thing he pointed out was I had a little tripod with my iPhone, and I had it on the counter. Well, you see me, I'm a hand talker, and I slap the table if something's good. And every time I do that, I shake the camera. He's like, get the camera off the table. I'm like, Yes, sir.
So, yeah,
anyway,
I used to talk to Phil all the time, man, on the phone and stuff, man. I was supposed to go on a couple of cruises that he go on when he comes back from parts unknown with his family, but we haven't been able to hook that up yet. But hopefully in the near future, so.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that creator cruise. I would love to go on that one.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to make that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. That'd be that's a stretch, but I think it'd be fun. I see Mike Montoya jumped in the chat. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. How long you been doing your channel? How long you've had it?
Since April of 2015. So what? A little over 3 years now. We've been doing it. So, and I know we're growing slowly but surely. You know, I think as of today, I think I saw we're like 4 subscribers away from 14,000 subscribers. So, you know, we're getting there, you know, so, but what I've noticed is that even though I like to do a lot of barbecuing, I do get a lot more, I won't say a lot more views, but a lot more people are interested in pressure cooker type videos also. And we do have a couple of playlists on there. We do pressure cooker videos, and I usually do that during the winter time. I try to concentrate on barbecue during the summer months and stuff. So, but yeah, we've been doing it for about 3 years now, and we're going to keep rocking and rolling, and you know, until I can't do it no more. So
that's funny. So you wouldn't just classify yourself as just a barbecue channel. I've seen you do so much more on there.
Yeah, like I say, we do pressure cooker, we do slow cooker, we do a lot of barbecuing. I do a little bit of everything. You know, growing up in the South and then down in Louisiana, my mama, you know, she had 3 boys, and you know, her motto was she didn't want us to depend on no woman to have to feed us. So she taught all of her sons how to cook everything that she could cook. And like I said, she was from the country. She can cook everything, you know. So, you know, I can cook it all, you know, red beans and rice, you know, jambalaya, gumbo, smothered pork chops. I can cook it all. Matter of fact, I've been cooking for my family now for so long that I can't even get my wife to cook anymore. So,
oh, that's awesome, man. Well, you say your mom influenced you. My mom was the same way. It was just me and her for the longest time. And she's like, you got to do it. You got to learn how to do it. So you learn how to cook. You learn how to do your laundry. You know, I can sew a button on a shirt if I need to. You know, all them little things, you know, it was good for me. And what happens when you move out of your house when you're a young kid? You know, you're going to have to learn how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got a son that's 17 and he'll be going to college next year. And I'm not too sure he's ready. he can make some mean, easy mac and cheese. But, you know, I try to get him in there to cook with me, and he just wants to stay behind the camera and film it. So
I tell you what's so cool about having a YouTube channel is that, you know, we're not going to be here forever. And what's cool is my son I used to try to teach him how to cook before he left home, and he was just not into it all until, you know, artwork and things of that nature. And what's cool about it is that now he calls me, he goes, man, Dad, you know, I saw your pork chop video. I want to do that, man, but I didn't understand this part here. Can you go ahead and explain that to him? So my son is actually looking at my videos and learning, you know, how I do certain things. You know, we bought him a slow cooker and things of that nature. So if nothing else, I know my brother, he looks at my videos all the time. So, and we discuss stuff. So it is nice to leave a little something behind, you know, for him to check out, you know, because I say we ain't gonna be here forever. So, you know,
right. You know what? Hey, that's you know, a beautiful way of putting it, man. I mean, I didn't even think about that, but you're right. That's, you know, there's 5 kids up in our house, and they're gonna want to learn how to do some stuff, you know. So that's a great way of putting it. Speaking of your brother, he said that I need to refill my glass. Excuse me.
That figures. He's definitely not gonna let an empty glass go by.
I feel the peer pressure already. I feel this drink or this night of drinking might get a little unhinged, maybe a little out of line at some point.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not at all. All right, so the cookers you use. Talk about that rec tech that you have. I see a lot of videos with that.
Yeah, we had got a couple of rec techs. We got the big rec tech 680. And then we got the RegTech Mini. Of course, those were the first line of smokers that they had came out with. And but man, I love those things. Like most pellet smokers, it doesn't usually impart as much smoke flavor as I would like. So sometimes I would add a smoking tube to it. But that RegTech 680 has what's known as the extreme smoke button. And it'll add extra smoke for anything under 250 degrees. So like when I'm doing ribs, I might smoke them at 240, 245, even as low as 225, depending on how I'm feeling, and hit that extreme smoke button, and it'll add some extra smoke to the chamber and give you a little bit more of a smoke flavor. But those RegTechs are nice, man. They built like tanks. I've had them for a couple of years now. I haven't even had to change out any of the parts, any of the augers or anything on them yet, and we use them a lot. So you know, I know there's Camp Chef out there, and there's the new one, the Z Grill that just came out there. Matter of fact, speaking of Z Grills, I see a lot of guys out there got the Z Grill and they're out there doing videos on those. They contacted me also and wanted me to do, you know, a video on a Z Grill also, man. But, you know, I get so many, not to change the subject, but I get so many offers from companies, man, now that I've been doing this for a little while, that you know, you got to turn down sometimes, because what happens is you start accepting all of these products, and then so you feel you obligated to do at least a video for them, and then you almost mentally are obligated to include their product in future videos. You know, this thermometer and that cooker and this pressure cooker. And so what it does is gets you away from your own creative juices. And so I've been backing off on taking a lot of products from companies. You know, I only deal with a few companies now. So, but like I said, I have a great relationship with the guys at RegTech, and like I say, they make some fabulous stuff. And I love their customer service too, man. You know, it's top notch to me. So.
Right on. Those Z-Grill guys keep pestering you. You send them my way. That's the only thing I don't have is a pellet smoker. I mean, and a stick burner, but you know. Right. I want everything too, and that's the thing. And we were actually talking about that, you know, because we got the air fryer, we got the black stove, we got all the shit, right? And I physically cannot keep my mind on all the ideas I want to do or all the videos I want to do. Like, I have a full-time job too, right? You know, so you're like, how do you cook as much as you want to cook? I want to get everything done, but I just can't do it. So I do want a pellet smoker. So tell your boys at RegTech to hook your brother up.
I'll drop a line for you.
Drop a line for me. All right, so I saw Johnny say something there. I'll let Ken ask it. Let's go ahead and go to Ken. We'll stop right there. Ken, you said you had a couple questions for him.
I got a couple here. I missed Hobo a little bit earlier. He wanted to know, Daryl, where are you at in Illinois?
I am in Belleville, Illinois, which is close to Scott Air Force Base, which is where I work. And it's about 15 minutes from St. Louis on, of course, the opposite side of the Mississippi. So we go to St. Louis all the time for restaurants and for shows and stuff like that. Go see the Cardinals. I'm not a baseball fanatic, but the wife likes to go see the Cardinals. So we go to the Cardinals and see them play every now and then. But you know, St. Louis is like top 10 when it comes to crime, man. So, you know, when the sun goes down, man, you know, we head back across this side of the water, man. Don't want to become a statistic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard East St. Louis isn't much better. So,
yeah. Hey, you know what most people don't realize is East St. Louis is not really in St. Louis. It's on this side of the river. So,
correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next question from Hobo. He wanted to know, how much do you get for your logos?
Ooh, talking about my logos. When I first started, and like I said, I used to do a lot of stuff for free and for, you know, people that I used to have a lot of dealings with. And then I started charging like $50 a logo. And depending on how much they wanted, how many times they wanted it changed, then, you know, the price would adjust depending, you know. But lately, I've been trying to get more away from logos and doing that type of stuff. I only do logos now really for individuals I feel that's going to stick with the process the whole way. And let me explain that. You know, I've had people call me or contact me about a logo, and they give me their ideal and stuff like that. And I'm usually a trusting guy, so I don't ask for no deposit or anything like that. I just say, okay, let me know what you want. Let me know this is what we're gonna have, what we're gonna do, what the price is, and then I make all of these mock-ups for them. And then I do all this work and everything, and then they either get halfway through the process and say, well, no, I don't want it, or can you change it? It's just not there. If I don't charge them up front, then they don't feel obligated to stick with the process. So I ran into that a whole lot of times. I'd be trying to help people out. So now I just do logos mostly for fun. So I don't really charge a whole lot if I don't have to. Like I did Daddy Cook's logo. I did Ray Mack's logo. I did a logo for Lyle. I'm working on a logo for AB, Smoking and Grilling with AB. I had to throw CJ in the mix there, and then I'm also working one for James at Aimum. I did one for Claimer. So I was a graphic designer, just like my son is. I took up graphic design when I was in college, so I love to draw. I love electronic type artwork. But I had somebody contact me tonight about a logo, so I'll just have to see how that person pans out before I dive right into it. So
right on. That's so
fair
cool.
Enough. One other one. This is the Hobo Hour, if you will. He wants to know if you've had any of that 13-year-old Crown Royal yet.
Hell yeah!
Damn it, that's one of my questions.
Hell yeah, man! I bought for my birthday. I bought that 13-year-old bottle of Crown Royal. That's part of the Crown Royal Noble collection, and I took it home. And my brother and I and his friend Lawrence sat there and we did a video on it. Matter of fact, we did a taste test video on it, and I gotta say, man, that 13-year-old Crown Royal is off the chain, man. Love it, man. Great body, great flavor. It's not something you pull out when just anybody come over to the house, man. That's top shelf stuff there, man. So you guys have got to try it if you haven't had it yet.
Alrighty. The next question, I don't think I need to really say who asked this, but he asked two questions in one, and you'll know who it is when I start saying the question. I'm supposed to ask you about your old Camaro, and what is your favorite song?
Oh, see, that's my brother. See, that's that bullshit right there. Okay, so yeah, I used to have a Camaro, and it was an 80, I think it was an 82 Camaro, and it was a champagne color, almost a dull, I won't even say pink, it was like a dull copper champagne color, had black louvers on the back, bra on the front. You know how we used to do it back then in the 80s, man. And so, but see, he messing around because he know back then my favorite song was a song by the Johnson crew called Space Cowboy. And he just wants me to tell everybody that I was so infatuated with that song that I had a cassette tape, and both sides, every song was that one song, and I played it all the time, going and coming. So he hates that song. That's why he brought that shit up. So
that's cool shit there. All right, one final question here. Oh wait, no, I got two. Sorry, I gotta go back to look the other one. I'll save that for later. But Susie Catherine, if you were to open one restaurant or make one cookbook, what would your signature dish be?
Ooh, what would my signature dish be?
Well, I'll cross that one off my list too. Knock yourself out.
They just taking all your job.
The chat's in charge, man. The chat's in charge. Can't send you a list of my questions. If they see it in the chat, you need to cross it off.
Hey, you're fired.
You're fired.
Man, I know I cook so much stuff, but I think that I guess my signature dish would probably be one of the gumbo dishes that I make. The probably chicken and sausage gumbo dish that I make. But like I say, I have so many so many key dishes that I like to make, man, because I've been experimenting with quinoa lately because my wife, she has some digestive issues, not to put her health stuff out there, but so she can't eat stuff like rice and you know, things like that. So coming from down south, that's kind of hard. So we've been using I've been cooking a lot of quinoa lately, which is easy on the digestive system. So instead of making shrimp and grits, I make shrimp and quinoa and stuff like that. So want to make some videos on that stuff too, man, for individuals who may have that issue. But I think if she wants to talk signature dish, being from Louisiana, being from down south, it would probably have to be chicken and sausage or one of the seafood gumbos.
Sounds good. One side note, CJ, you said you have booger inked onto the hot seat?
Yes, sir. She wants to call it the hot flash seat.
Doesn't that mean Christy's cooking channel has to do it also? Because I can go back.
Christy's in the works. I haven't got the ink on the contract just yet, but I'm thinking that towards the winter months, after we get through, you know, maybe in November. Yeah. Christy, feel free to, you know, don't leave me hanging. But yeah. You know, hey, I saw that no with all the stop it. You know the rules. If Booger's on, then you got to get on too, Christy. Stop it.
I've heard that in several chats before about
several
people asking.
Chats.
So
we'll have to go back and check the records.
oh yeah. So all right, I'm going to save Johnny's question for a little bit later after somebody's had some libations, and we'll go with it from there.
Yeah, I'm not going to get as drunk as Hobo
when
he was with Mike at Everyday Barbecue.
Well, now you're stealing my questions.
Yeah, right? So there you go.
Bullshit. Man. I'm out of here.
Let's see here. I noticed a couple new fans in the chat. We got Daddy Cooks. Phil from Daddy Cooks, last week's guest. Welcome, my friend. Heather Baker, Pickles Barbecue's wife. And Tipsy Walks in the house. Libation. Tipsy Walk, I love you, brother. All right, man. So let's get back to the filming questions. What is the funniest thing that has happened to you while filming that we haven't seen after you finished editing?
Well, to be honest with you, normally I add my bloopers to the end of my videos. So the funniest thing that's ever happened, probably, and I did put that on video. Actually, we was outside. It was a windy day, and I had my camera and everything set up. And of course, you know, the wind is blowing and damn near blew my Canon 70D over. And so the wife is diving on the deck, you know, catching the camera and going on, sacrificing the body for the equipment, you know. So that's a good camera woman.
Slow-mo.
Slow-mo. No. Yes. So, but we did kind of put that segment in there. But I normally don't have, like I said, the funny stuff happens when it's me and her together. Any video when her and I are doing something together is probably going to be some banter going back and forth that, you know, make people laugh. But I normally don't hold anything back. I normally put it all in there because that makes for interesting video. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything is not perfect when you're videotaping, and when you can put the human elements in there or some of those mistakes or some of those funny moments, I think it makes the video much more entertaining for people. So
yeah, I agree completely. That's very true. All right. This is one of my favorite questions, and I say that every week, but if Hollywood were going to make a movie about you, who would be playing you and your channel?
Man, I have no idea, man, who would play me. I mean, I know a lot of people say, you know, looks wise, I guess, old dude from Fresh Prince who used to be the daddy was
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. But I think that guy's passed away now, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he'd probably be the closest thing, or maybe old boy from, what's the dad from Family Matters? With
Carl Winslow.
Yeah, Carl Winslow. You know, the dude.
Yeah.
That dude, you know, maybe one of those cats like that, man. So I'm not one to talking about I need, you know, Clint Eastwood or anybody like that. So, you know, I'm mostly an easygoing cat. So, you know, I'm normally easygoing with people until they push me over the line, and then once I'm over the line, there's usually no coming back. So, you know.
You know, your brother just said that he would play you in the Hollywood version of you.
Well, yeah, and he could do that too.
All right, so I see Tom Horseman just came in. AB's here. What up, AB? Hope to see you next week. Tom's Tinkering Adventures. I think that's it. And I see you from Die Hard. Oh, yeah, he was the security guard in Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Josh said I'm Babe's TV soulmate. All right, I'll take it. What's up, Babe? Mrs. CJ misses you. You guys need to come out. All right, so last question. We'll go back to Kent. What has kept you on the grind doing this for so long? I mean, 3 years is a long time for the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I can't say that it was ever for the money. I mean, eventually we all get a little monetization once you get to a certain point, but I do it because I enjoy doing it. I don't do anything in my life, especially at this age now. I don't do anything in my life that I don't enjoy doing. I mean, if I woke up tomorrow morning and got tired of doing YouTube, I'd probably just stop doing YouTube. But my old man, he passed away from several illnesses when he was 76 years old. And, my philosophy has always been to try to enjoy life as much as possible. So as long as I'm enjoying this, as long as I'm having fun, it has nothing to do with trying to make any money, although that is nice. I'm not going to say it's not. However, it's all about doing what you enjoy doing from day to day and just trying to live life to the fullest. And I enjoy doing this. I love cooking. I love videotaping. I love the editing. It's just something, it's a passion of mine. And even if I wasn't making a little something from YouTube, I would still continue to do it. So,
right. It's very, very noble. Very cool. I was going to go to Kent, but he's out of questions. So people in the chat, if you got some questions, make sure you throw them in there, address them to me or Kent. And, how you doing on that crown over there? You feeling good?
I'm always feeling good when I'm drinking my crown.
There you go. As your brother would say, that glass is getting a little light, man. Let's get some color in there.
Let's get some color in there. Well, now my brother is I guess we all are kind of Crown Royal connoisseurs. I guess we consider ourselves. But you got to be careful around my brother, man, because he can drink with the best of them, that's for sure. So, and like I said, and all the brothers, we're all 5 years apart. So he's 5 years younger than me. So, I'm the old man of the group. So
nice. All right, Miss J, Josie's here from the road from Good Cooking. How you guys doing?
What's up, Josie?
Josie is another one that I've gotten inked. She's in the contract. Cooking with James is in contract. Tom Horseman's in contract. We got some people coming up, so we got be on the lookout for some new. And I'm not trying to take away from you, Daryl, but we got Lassie Owens in the house next week.
Oh no! Okay, all right. I got to see that one.
Like literally, he's coming to my house. Like he's flying into LA, and I think he's gonna stay in San Diego for a while, and they're gonna come up for a bit. So we're gonna do a live hot seat next Tuesday. So I'm excited about that.
That's gonna be an on-location hot seat,
dude. That's crazy. I'm excited about that. And it's from what I can tell, everybody loves Lassie, and I can't wait to meet him. He seems like such a good dude for sure. So, all right. So I know we kind of touched on your mom didn't want anybody cooking for you, but was she really the one that taught you how to cook, or did your dad have any influence on you or anything like that?
Well, my dad's an old country boy, so yeah, he knew how to cook also. But my mom is the one that took the time to really show us how to cook. Now, when it came to cooking outdoors, barbecuing, frying fish, and stuff like that, my old man was on top of that, and he had us right around the grease or right around the grill, whenever he was doing something. But as far as, my mom, I used to, after my mom started teaching me how to cook, I used to go to the library and check out cookbooks and stuff just to make certain dishes for the family, man. I was like 15, 16 years old, and I was making like seafood pilaf and all kind of stuff at the house, man, just to try different stuff out of cookbooks and stuff. So once my mom had kind of, put the bug in me to cook, I always thought I might have missed my calling in life, because I do love to cook so much. So I always thought maybe I should have been a chef somewhere, but it's just like anything else. People ask me, well, have you ever thought about selling barbecue or doing a catering business or something like that. And normally when you start turning a passion into a business, then it turns to work, and it's not the same thing. So, but yeah, my mom, as far as cooking, she was the end all be all, and my grandmother. But my mom mostly, and like I said, my dad was mostly the outdoor stuff. He took us hunting, he took us fishing, fried fish, barbecue, you know, and things of that nature. So,
what was the first thing Mom taught you how to cook?
Wow, what was the first thing Mom taught us how to cook? That's a good question. I'm not sure. It's been so far back, man. I know my mom used to do a lot of smothered chicken and smothered pork chops and stuff, and so I think it probably was her smothered pork chops. I could never get my gravy just like her gravy. You know, her gravy was always, it wasn't that thick gravy. It was nice and thin, and it soaked into the rice just right with the perfect amount of pepper and stuff like that. So no matter how much that she taught me, tried to teach me how to make that gravy, I could never get the gravy like Mom does. So, but that's probably was one of the first things she taught us how to make, is smothered chicken and smothered pork chops. So,
you know, moms just have that special touch on these things, man. You know, you just can't never duplicate it.
Yeah,
so, sure.
You know, mom put that little extra kiss and that extra love into it, man.
It's love, man. It's pure love and experience. And, you know, they probably got the special pan they use or whatever, man. It's all that. So your brother said eggs and rice. So,
man, that might have been what she taught him how to use eggs and rice. You know, but, you know, it didn't really matter with 3 boys at the house, man. We cooked up everything in the house and never left nothing for Dad to eat anyway. So I just came home from work pissed off and mad. So
right on, man. Right on. All right. So we went over your signature dish, but what is your favorite thing to cook?
I don't know. What is my favorite thing to cook? I don't know, to be honest with you, man. Like I say, I cook a variety of stuff, man, but I cook a lot of ribs. But probably when we fry fish and when we do like, I do a low country boil all the time because the wife loves seafood. So that's probably what I like doing the most, because it's easiest and it's full of flavor, and you know, I can get it done in a relatively quick amount of time. And but you know, I've always been able to do a seafood or country boil cheaper than I can go to Red Lobster or something like place like that. I mean, if I spend $60, $70 at Sam's or somewhere getting crab legs and shrimp and stuff to throw into a pot and or into the pressure cooker, I get much more seafood than if I go out to, like I said, one of these seafood restaurants and stuff. So so I would say that's probably it.
Right on, right on. I know, so I always have a question that kind of follows it up as far as like, what's your favorite drink or your go-to drink? So obviously we've been talking about Crown all night.
Yep.
Besides Crown and the 13-year-old Crown that you just tried, or the Mesquite Crown you just tried, like, is there anything else that you'll order on a normal night out or whatever?
I tell you, when I'm out in a restaurant, I take that opportunity to try different alcohols, because you can purchase them by the glass instead of having to go out and buy a bottle and it be something that you're not like. So last time we went out to a restaurant and I ordered something, I tried, I saw the movie John Wick and that Blanton's that he was drinking in the hotel. Yeah. And so I wanted to try that. We went down to Austin and went to this restaurant called, I think it was Three Forks. And it was like, I think that was like $12 a glass, man. But I did order something like that and try it out. So that's what I do. I try top shelf alcohols when I go out to eat, just to give me another, you know, ideal of what I may or may not like. Because like I have some stuff sitting up here on the bar here, like my brother and a friend of mine hooked me up to this Hennessy Pure White. Okay. Man, this is some good stuff here, man. I'm loving this Hennessy Pure White. And so luckily my brother gave me a bottle and a friend of mine gave me a bottle. And then somebody had tipped me off to some of that Buffalo Trace back there. yeah, I bought a bottle and it didn't quite pan out like I wanted to. So that'll probably be there for a while. But even when I go out, if I want Crown Royal, then I'll order some XR or something top shelf Crown Royal.
You like that reserve? You like the stuff that was in the cognac? The casket. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Man, let me tell you a story about my Crown Royal, though, man.
Do it.
So one Christmas, man, like I said, my wife went out and she bought me 2 bottles of Crown Royal. One of them was called Cask 16, which they don't make anymore. And one was a Crown Royal Reserve, okay? And I was in heaven, man. 2 big old bottles, and I'm taking pictures with them and everything. And that Crown Royal Cask 16, I had 1 glass out of it, man, and I put it up on the top shelf behind my bar. And my wife came down one time to help me clean the bar, and I'm out here mopping the floor, and she's behind the bar wiping it, and all I hear is smash. Glass everywhere, man. And I didn't even turn around. I'm shaking and going on, and I'm just praying. I'm saying, oh God, please don't let it be the one, right? And so when I turn around, she's holding the Cask 16 box like this, and the whole inside, it was one of those ones where the inside slides out.
Oh yeah.
And the whole bottle slid out and broke on the floor, man. And I'm sitting there, man, and tears start running down my face, man. So I can never ever get any more of that Cask 16, man. That stuff is so hard to come by now. You have to get it off of a collector's site, and they want several $100s for it. So yeah, I had it for a while, but unfortunately, it went by the wayside. So.
Oh, well, man, no use crying over spilled whiskey. I want to try that blends, though. I haven't had it tried yet. Okay, I know you talked about putting your bloopers or whatever, but do you have a cooking fail that just kind of sticks in your brain? Something you wish you could do over again, something like that?
Probably some of my earlier videos, man, because the only smoker I used when I first started was I had a master built electric smoker, and some of those injections and stuff that I put in like my first eye around. I did an eye around. I did post that video, but I did an eye around and I injected it with some beef soup, right? So I figured I'm going to enhance the beef flavor with some beef soup, and I didn't take the time to thin it out or anything. I just had one of them big injections, and I'm just pumping it full of soup, right? And throw it in there, and it's cooking and going on. When I pull it out, man, I start cutting it. That's just what it had. It had pockets of soup all inside of it. So it didn't quite do the job like I wanted it to, man. But I did post that video. So I mean, you can learn from failures as well as successes. So
hey, man, that's it. If you ain't failing, you ain't trying. It's just like if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
That's what they say.
Yep. All right, last question, and we'll go ahead and go to Kent. I know he has a handful of questions for you. This is Christy's Cookie Channel lifetime question. And, we kind of maybe just answered that a little bit, but what is the best thing and the worst thing you've ever made? Best and worst. It doesn't have to be filmed, just best and worst.
Wow. Man, and I knew that question was coming too. And thinking about it, I still couldn't figure out what's the best or the worst thing I've made. But I've made some. I made some stew one time, and I'm not sure where the vinegar taste came from in this stew I made, man. But it was so bad, man. It make your lips pucker, and so we had to pour that out. That was a waste of a bunch of ingredients. But as far as the best thing I've ever made, I don't know. I think I don't know. Lately I've been on a steak kick, man. So I've been perfecting my steak technique. So I think some of these steaks that I've been, reverse searing and stuff like that is starting to get to the point to where, I'm loving. I gave one to my brother when he was here last time, and he fell in love with it. So, but I don't think I really have a best dish. I think some of my dishes come out good. But as far as the best thing I've ever cooked, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question to answer. So
yeah, no worries, man. It's not like you're gonna fail if you don't answer the question correctly, man. So I'm not taking points off for you.
Yeah,
I did that. I did have a follow up question to the drink that you like or you're trying. What is your favorite cigar? Because I know you're like me. You love the cigars. Josh is a big cigar. Josh and Babe. Josh is a big cigar guy. What's your favorite cigar? What are you working with right now?
I have 3 go-to cigars, but my primary cigar, if I can't find anything else in the cigar store, I usually go with a San Cristobal Elegance or a San Cristobal Revelation. I also like the on the cheaper end, the Isle de Sol cigars. They're smaller. They run about $5 a stick. They have that nice little sweet tip on the end of it. Mm-hmm. And I also like the Baccarats. The Baccarats come in different styles, different sizes, torpedo end and whatever. And those are nice. But like I said, lately though, man, I know you never had that 60 ring gauge, man, but that Christoph Christina, man, is a beast, man.
It made me tired just watching you guys on that thing, man.
And my brother said we needed a piece of charcoal just to light them things, man. So
you were trying to use that little skinny torch that your man had. I was like, do you need to just light a stick on fire and set that bad boy up, man?
Yeah, it took a while to get them bad boys going, man. But once they got going, man, they would talk about smooth, man. That's probably one I'll keep in the humidor around for a while.
Right on. I don't know if you've tried it, but everybody likes the I don't say everybody. Everybody likes the Cuban cigars that you can get them or whatever. But I have a favorite. Alec Bradley.
Yes.
They're black market cigars. They come in a little wooden box. Kind of fancy looking with that little treasure box. They're black market cigars. My favorite by far. And they're not too heavy. They're not too light. They're just good. Get the Robusto and just, an hour smoke, just chill out, and it's a good time.
Right. I've had one Cuban cigar in my life when I was stationed in Germany. A friend of mine, you could get him there. He brought me a Cuban cigar, and I got about halfway through it, and I don't know if the strength is not regulated or what, but it felt like my head was going to split into 2 pieces and fall on my shoulders, man. That's how strong it was. So ever since then, I've never had another Cuban in my life. So
that's bad when it just takes that taste away, man. That's too bad. We've gotten a few throughout the years. When you get the right ones, it's the right one. It's like you're smoking royalty. But I've also had the ones where you take a couple puffs and you're like, why did I even bother? So I know what you're saying, man, for sure.
No doubt.
And those ones usually end up to the side of the humidor where when I have guests that come over that want to look like they're smoking a cigar or want to be cool like the rest of us, I let them have those,
Yeah, I hear you. Y'all use those over there.
I don't get my good ones out, man. Like, unless you're gonna smoke that thing down to the nub, I don't get my good ones out.
No doubt.
They cost too much damn money to waste, right?
Oh yeah, man. Cigar habit, man, is more expensive than drugs sometimes, man.
Well, I seen some of the guys. They'll move that ring up. They'll move the ring up. Look, I smoked this much more of it. I'm like, dude, don't. Oh, stop. It's not like you can save it for later. I'll finish that bad boy up. All right, Kent, wake up, brother. You got something for him?
Well, I'm glad you woke me up. Thank you. I was on my union break. Hobo Nichol BBQ wanted to know, well, 2-part question here because that's Hobo. He always gets to it. Wants to know if you've ever tried the salted caramel crown. And the second part is if you've ever tried Buffalo Trace. And if so, do you think it tastes like grass clippings?
Okay, so to answer the Buffalo Trace question, there's that. Okay, so I have tried Buffalo Trace, and somebody had online I was talking to had told me I needed to try this, and I've had this bottle now probably about 6 months, and you see I've only drank so much out of it. So the flavor for me and the bite and everything is just a little bit more than I like. So it'll be here. Now, as far as the salted caramel apple, yeah, Hobo, man, if you checked out my channel, man, you see I did a review video on the salted caramel Crown Royal, man. Me and my brother did that, and what we did was we tasted it, and I like the salted caramel. It has a little salty bite at the end of it. But what's interesting about it, it's a seasonal item, and we mixed it with some Crown apple to make a salted caramel apple, and that came out really, really good. So yeah, we do a little experimenting, man. But yeah, I have tried that salted caramel, man. It's not bad stuff.
All right.
I love that. All right.
Well,
on the next one.
I've tried the Crown apple. Way too sweet for me. Can't do it. So.
You know, I agree. I'm not a big fan of the Crown apple. But and then the Crown maple makes me think of breakfast.
Ooh, that Crown maple. The only thing I use Crown maple for is cooking.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, now the Crown apple, I can sip on it. The Crown honey is too sweet. And now I'm telling you, my brother will tell you, he'll probably get on here and say something smart ass, but he'll tell you that when that Crown vanilla first came out, man, I was like a junkie, man. I was hooked on that Crown vanilla, man. That stuff was going down pretty smooth. So, yeah, so I saw a label today, and I hope this is a joke, but I saw where Crown Royal is coming out with a Crown Royal peach, and I just don't know if I can try that one, man.
You know what? I would try it. No, just because I'm a fan.
I could see that in either the maple or the peach in a barbecue sauce. So
yeah, that's what you're saying.
That's what I use the maple for barbecue sauces and stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, all right, next one up, Cooking with James, the guy who thinks he can outrun my long-legged ass. Hey, James, you ain't got the figure of a sprinter anymore either, just so you know. I've seen your side profiles on your videos. Love you, man. If money was no object, what car would you own, either old school or new car?
Oh, if money was no object, well, I've always wanted to have like a 64 or 65 refurbished Camaro. I used to be really big into Camaros, and so if money was no object, I would probably get me a old school Camaro and fix it up. And that's probably what I would want. I'm not big into new cars. First of all, I don't like car notes. And so I normally buy my cars, a couple of years old. They already been broken in, and I usually get them for a better price. So, but yeah, if money was no object, it'd probably be some kind of refurbished or rebuilt up muscle car type Camaro. One of my favorite movies growing up was a movie called Corvette Summer. And if you guys remember that with Mark Hamill, where he built this Corvette and he was in high school and they stole it, took it to Las Vegas and all that kind of stuff. Well, the Camaro that the bad guy had, the black one, I think it was like a 64, 65 black Camaro with the big wide tires and muscle car. That's the kind of car that I would want.
Cool. I'm with you. I had a 69 Firebird, my first car. I love them old cars, man. They're freaking outstanding. You push on the gas and you're going somewhere.
Yeah, American muscle, baby.
Yep. I see Amy McClain, James from Amy McClain said he sticks with the Tito's, and I'm with you, brother. I actually thought about you this weekend, James. We were watching the SC game at the bar, and I ordered a vodka Red Bull, and she asked me what vodka. I'm like, I need Tito's in that glass for my boy James. So I had to share that with you when I saw you pop up there. And Tipsy Walk says peach is his jam. I'm with you. If Crown comes out with a peach Crown, I will find a way to make it into a girly drink that some kind of frothy blended something or other, and we'll put it on the channel. All right, and I'll tag Tipsy Walk in it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about coming up with a recipe for some Crown Royal mimosas while I was back home, so I may have to do a video on that.
Hey, I smell a collaboration coming, dude. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
All right, sorry, Kent. Go ahead, brother.
Well, if you're done, I'd like to finish my shift.
Hey, you know what? It's my show. All right.
So, well, yeah, but I only get paid per question. So
that's true. All right.
I know I'm getting fired.
I'm keeping track.
All right. Soul Food Cooking asks, what is a video you're most proud of?
Oh my goodness, the video I'm most proud of.
Like asking him what his favorite kid is.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you. The video that I'm most proud of is my first YouTube video, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because for you to get in front of a camera and not know what you're doing, and to actually put yourself out there like that, is probably what I'm most proud of. You know, I've never been one to shy away from talking in public and saying what I want to say and things of nature. But it's a lot different when you open yourself up to criticism like that. You know, because believe me, I've had some wild criticisms over the years, man. Everything from people calling me, you know, the certain word to, you know, just talking about, you know, how you look or thing. You know, I don't really understand how people waste their time. I guess what you call them trolls, waste their time. But that's what I'm most proud of, is that I was able to do my first video and put it out there and actually open myself up like that, and to, you know, be able to take it and learn from it and get better over the years. So.
That's awesome. I would have never expected. I would have never expected you to say your first video.
Not at all. But you bring up such great points, though, Daryl.
Yeah.
Like, it's true. You know, all of us had to get in front of the camera for the first time. We all had to, you know, put ourselves out there. You know, I was teasing Hungry Hussy the other day that he always shows these commenting about his weight or breathing hard or something like that. I was saying, and I've got a couple of troll comments, but I had yet to get you know, you're too fat comment. And I know I'm a fluffy kind of guy. I'm a big old teddy bear, right? You know, so someone said something about you know, shut up, fat F, whatever, right? And I'm like, I jinxed myself. I finally got my fat comment. So
yeah, I mean, I get them every now and then, man. And like I say, most of the time I don't mess with them. I leave them alone. If they get too insulting, then I you know, I'll like, okay, well, he's not going to be constructive to the channel at all. So, but most of the time I leave them out there. But like Lyle and Phil, sometimes they like going back and forth with these cats, man. Sometimes, man, I don't. My energy and my time is too valuable to waste my time going back and forth to them fools, man. So I just let them roll, and you know. Because what I believe is those are individuals who wish they could do what you're doing, but are afraid to put themselves out there like that. That's how I view it. So,
I'm with you, man. That's funny.
Amen to that.
All right, sorry, kid. Go ahead, man.
All right. Shadow Seed wants to know, what is your go-to rib rub?
My go-to rib rub is I have two rubs that I like all the time, and one of them is the one that Malcolm Reed put out, D-Rub. That's a great rub. I love that rub. And then I just found, like, my second favorite rub would be one by Plowboys, that bovine bowl. Oh man, that's a good rub, man. Great rub. So those are my two favorite rubs right now. And then, of course, I have my own rub recipe that I put out there on a couple of videos that I like messing around with. So, but if I had to choose, that would be the two right there.
Cool. That Plowboys, I really like their Yardbird rub.
Yeah, see, I haven't tried. The only one I've tried is the bovine bowl.
Try that Yardbird rub. It says created for chicken but made for pork. Try it on a pork loin once. You're gonna love it.
Hey, real quick. Moderators, I don't know, Jay, you're probably the quickest one on that. Can you find the link to the bovine? Is it bovine seasoning rub, whatever?
Yeah, Plowboys Bovine Bowl.
Plowboys. Put their website in the chat if you can, guys. And real quick, if you guys see someone you don't know in the chat, which I see a lot of familiar faces, but make sure you visit their channels, give them a sub, you know, support everybody. That's the best thing about our group right here, is they have, you know, tremendous support, and let's just keep it going. The links for all of us are in the description below, but if you want to sub to anybody in the chat, click on the three little dots to the right of their name, go to their channel. It should take you to another screen, and subscribe to them, okay? Keep the support going. All right, sorry, Dutch, go ahead.
That's 6 sorries tonight. I have a tally here. Just so
I feel bad when I interrupt you sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, like maybe once.
And maybe, you know, so you know, maybe it's the crown talking. Maybe I'm just in a. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to interrupt you.
I don't want it unless you mean it. So, Let's see. Deep Sea Barbecue asked, what is the best graphic design program to use for somebody just starting out, a beginner?
Graphic design program?
Yep.
It depends on how much money you have, and if you don't have a lot of money, I like Corel Paint. Paint Shop Pro by Corel, because it is kind of a watered down version of Adobe. So you can do literally almost anything that you could do in Adobe, except for those few special filters and things of that nature. But Corel Paint Shop Pro normally runs you about $69. Sometimes you can catch it on a special for about $49. And then if you really want something that's free, GIMP, G-I-M-P, is a graphic design program that's open source, and it has a lot of capabilities also. It's just that you kind of have to go through a little bit of a learning curve with it, but it has some great capabilities also. So if you want something free, I think GIMP is the one to look at. If you want to pay a few dollars, then I think Paint Shop Pro is what you will probably want to use.
Awesome. I like that. I wrote a couple of those down. I need a little help, but so thank you. One last question. Cooking with James. Outside of barbecue, what would you pick? Play football, basketball, baseball, golf, fishing, or something else? What do you like besides cooking and barbecue?
Did you say playing? Like playing football?
Yeah, that's what the man said.
Shit, man, I ain't played football, man, since I got my knee broke up in high school, man. So
I'll throw the ball around with my kid.
Yeah, man, shit. I let me tell you, at 54 years old, man, none of those athletic sports sound like nothing but body injuries. So for me, it would be probably fishing from that list there. But if you really want to know what I do other than barbecue, is sit out on my deck, play my jazz, drink my liquor, smoke my cigars, and watch the sunset. That's the best day for me that there is, man. I mean, I'm easy as far as what pleases me, and I don't have to do anything elaborate. Every now and then I want to go somewhere, maybe out of town. We go to Memphis every now and then and stuff like that. So I like to travel, but for me, on a daily basis, that's why I can't stand here really living in Illinois, because of the winters, man. The winters are so brutal here. I can't go outside and do shit, you know. So the wife loves it here. I'm ready to move down to Texas somewhere, but you know, where I can at least get out most of the year round. But yeah, I'm an outdoorsy type person, just sitting outside and drinking, smoking, and I don't even have to be cooking just to enjoy being outside. So.
Hey, can I just say amen to that, man? That is lovely right there, man. And I take that attitude even when I travel. So when we go somewhere, like we go to Mexico to like the you know, timeshares we have balconies. I'll bring my cigars out there, watch the sunset with some booze and little music in the background. So
ain't nothing like it,
amen
man.
to that, brother. Amen.
Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it, man. That's why I always make my brother mad, because, you know, anytime I'm on my deck, I know a lot of people see my Instagram. I'm always taking pictures of me with a drink and a cigar with the sun setting off the deck, and I always send it to my brother just to piss him off, because I know he wish he could be here.
Oh man! All right, so we see Who Dat Nation 504 asking who that. I know they're a Saints fan. Do you know who that is?
Who Dat Nation? Where is that?
504. They just scrolled up to the top.
Well, if they're in 504, then they're in New Orleans. So because Baton Rouge is 225. So, but I don't know who that. Oh, I see Who Dat Nation 504. Who that? I don't know who that is, man. But who that, baby? Who that?
Right on. Well, welcome, Who Dat Nation. I want to shout out a couple people real quick. Alex from Cookie Bastards in there. I just saw Kenneth from What's New Barbecue. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing, brother? Long time no see. Hope everything's well. Smokehouse Barbecue's in there. Marion's in there. And Polly Q's in there. So I don't think I missed. What's up, man?
Is that AB from Smoking and Grilling with AB?
Yeah,
I saw somebody say hello.
He's been in chat for a good hour, so.
I mean, I don't know, man. I missed you, AB. Sorry about that, man.
Right on. AB, I think is coming up on Tuesday too, so you may see him in the live stream too. So,
cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I know a lot of the people around here are trying to get with Lassie this weekend and just hang out and do the dang thing. So, like Kirby's talked about hanging out with them and AB too. So, I think you're going to see a lot of YouTube stuff this weekend with Lassie, just because it's such a rare occasion that he gets to the States. So it's going to be great to have him in here.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys.
So it's good. Next week's gonna be all Lassie all the time.
Y'all gonna cook something while he's here, man? Or y'all just gonna do the hot seat?
I'm actually gonna work. Work from home. I'm probably gonna take the day off. I'll check my emails and stuff. But when they come up, we're gonna do a little barbecue. I'm sure we'll do some live streaming, just have some fun. Cool. I just want to meet the guy, dude. I've never, you don't know people from far away, but one thing I learned from our SoCal meetup is I think that I could hang out with you, have some crowns, some cigars, and the whole bit, and I could, and be like we're friends for years.
Right.
And that's the same thing with Kent. I love Kent. I'm gonna go to Iowa. I want to hang out with Kent. And Hobo, I want to punch him in the dick. But the rest of them, they're all good people. So anyway, I think he's gonna be a great guy to hang out with, just because I think a lot of us put our personality into our channels, right? Into our videos. So that when you look at me, James said, I ain't cooking nothing. I ain't cooking shit. He said, I'll be supervising. That's a lot of what I did when everybody was here. But when you look at me in my videos, that this is how I talk, or I said brother a lot, it's not like brother, it's my brother, everybody's a brother to me, and that's just how I've been. So suck my brats. I'm just catching little bits of the chat. So
Hobo off the chain tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? They're going nuts. And like Kate, the same way, man. I want to get to Iowa and I want to drink some beers with them and hang out, or some Black Velvet and Sprite or whatever the freak he drinks out there, and just have a good time. So the hosts don't cook. What do you got? Is that kid? Make a noise again, dude. Show that again.
Prepared. There you go.
There you go. So Black Velvet and Sprite. So I just think it's awesome that we'll have a chance. And a lot of times we've had these conversations before where I wouldn't know Kent from anybody, or I wouldn't meet you anytime. But this YouTube community, and it was nothing that I ever set out to do. I've said it before that I did this because my son wants to get into film production in editing in college. He's about to go. But I started doing it. I love to cook, just like you. My mom taught me all that stuff. So I've just enjoyed it. It's been a great creative outlet. It's taken a lot of stress out of my, personal life, whatever. It's brought, me and Miss CJ closer because she helps me out. So this is just a fun thing to do. And I think most of the people you see cooking on these YouTube channels are what they are. Like, I don't see anybody's faking their personalities on there, right?
Yeah, I think it's a really genuine community, man. So I think, especially if you talk to some of these folks offline, like I call Phil sometimes, man. I talk to Lyle all the time on the phone. I mean, these cats are down to earth, man, and I talk to Troy every now and then. So, I mean, you get a sense of what they are through their videos, man. But if you talk to them on the phone and stuff, man, and just talk about some things, man, you realize that a lot of these cats, man, are genuine and just what they seem. So
right. Well, it's funny is you said Lyle, he called me the other day, and I missed the call for like a second, and I saw that it popped up. I was getting ready to film or whatever. And he's like, I know you ain't getting all bougie on me and not answering my phone calls just because you hit 1,000 subscribers. But I'm like, look, man, I missed your call. I'm filming. And
that sounds like it.
And we proceeded to talk for an hour about this, that, and the other thing. But, again, it's not any guy. Lyle and I have something else in common. We're actually in the mortgage industry. So, we have that to kind of bullshit about and use, analogies off of it or whatever. But again, I wouldn't know these people unless it was YouTube.
Right.
I honestly felt weird having people come to my house, that I've never met. I've talked to them on this, this platform. But when they got here, everybody was down to earth. Everybody was just as nervous to come in here. You know what I'm saying? And, but once you get started, you know, once the lights go on, the camera goes up, and the booze starts getting pouring, you know, everybody's having a good time, and you know, you got some good people.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So CJ, I'm sorry, Cooking with James says I ain't answering your phone calls. Look, man, you gotta have at least 1,000 subscribers for me to take your call. Sorry, man, it's just the way it is. James, leave a message if you're calling. I ain't picking up. So YouTube makes family. You're right, Jay. So that's very cool, man. All right, Ken, I'm gonna keep interrupting. I'm not saying sorry this time. I'm not gonna do it.
Wow, that's okay.
Whoever said, Alex said I'm
thinks I
paying
get
you
bonuses.
for sorry.
Yeah, I get bonuses every time you say you say sorry.
Bonuses every time I say I'm sorry.
Deep Sea Barbecue, one YouTube channel to cook you and the missus an anniversary dinner. Who would you pick?
One YouTube channel personality to cook me and the missus. God, I can't remember the cat's name, man. Vincenzo's Plate. I like that cat, man. I think he's over in Italy or somewhere, man. And I watch his channel all the time. Vincenzo's Plate, man. He does some great Italian dishes and stuff like that, man. But that would be the guy that I would want to probably cook me and the missus something to eat. So.
Sounds great. I thought you were going to say me there for a second. So
hey,
I was hoping.
Moderators, if you can find that link, Jay, if you can, throw it in there. I don't know who that guy is. I never seen him. So Booger said she knows him.
Yeah, check him out, CJ, man. I like Vincenzo's Plate, man. He's cool.
Vincenzo's Plate, right on. That's cool. You know, I love me some Italian food, man. So that's awesome. All right, Ken, go ahead, brother.
All right, the last one I have here is from Smokehouse Barbecue. He wants to know, what is a copyright strike, and what does YouTube do when you get one?
What is a copyright strike? I've only had one issue with any kind of copyright. I had took a song from one of these other supposedly royalty-free music websites, and it pinged up, and they wanted to hold up my video and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what the copyright strike is. All I know is they told me that my video was and was under review for copyright infringement and stuff. And so ever since I had that problem, and I don't know if it was SoundCloud or one of those other ones that is out there, but from now on, ever since I had that issue, the only royalty-free, the only music that I use is from YouTube audio library now. So I'm not quite sure what the other stuff as far as copyright infringements go, but the only ones I've had problems with is with certain songs, and so I eliminated that by just sticking with the YouTube library. So
I've heard of a couple other people having that issue too, on what they were told was copyright free music, but then they got dinged on it in the long run. So,
right.
Right now, that's all I have. CJ, I need to know our insurance provider, because with all these damn questions, I'm getting carpal tunnel. So later.
I see Daddy Cook says that a copyright strike is when you use content that you don't own and don't have permission to use. I mean, I normally don't have that issue. I mean, everything I videotape is mine. And like I said, the only time I run into that is when I may have used some music from like SoundCloud or one of those other music places that claim that it's royalty free, but it's not. So like I said, I don't even do that anymore. I just use YouTube audio library. So.
All right, Kent, you said you're good? All right, cool. All right, I still have a handful of questions. You still good to go? You still going strong, Daryl?
Oh, man, I'm ready to rock and roll, man.
All right, cool. Smoking Joe's Barbecue. Hey, man, I appreciate you saying that. I really do. Says I rock. That's awesome. As far as the copyright deal, I use SoundCloud, and I use the video or the free vlog music, or free music for vlogs. So
I've seen those. I've seen that free vlog music, and I've used some of that before without any problems, man. But every now and then I might get a notification from YouTube. That's why I just stopped worrying about it and just using just their stuff. So
right. And I have a buddy of mine that mixes and stuff, you know, as a DJ, you know, so he'll do some stuff for me and I'll put it in my videos. But someone said audio blocks. There you go. Nick Gertz, thanks for coming on, man. It says he's just tuning in. Appreciate you showing up, man. That's great. If you don't know everybody in the chat, if you see someone that looks interesting, make sure you subscribe to them. Hit the 3 little dots next to them, Nick. We're always looking for fans out there, and we really do appreciate you coming by. Daddy Cook says use Epidemic Sound. We'll try that one. All right. I saw Cooking with Rye hit the chat. Cooking with Rye. Ryan, it's Cooking with Rye, but his name's Ryan, right? Is that right? Anybody? Welcome. That's the first time I think I've seen you in the chat, so that's very cool. I'm not interesting. Hobo, you are more than interesting. You are beyond infinity interesting. So someday we are going to have some great bourbon together and do some things. Rye, I'm gonna send you one of these hats, man. If you look at Big Red, he actually got one of my hats. He looks like a stud in that thing, man. He looks like a man. Daryl, I'm gonna send you one too. I know you rock one of these Bailey hats, man. Come on, man.
Oh, you know it, man. You know it.
You gotta have with some crown and a cigar and this hat right here, man. This hat has seen many cigar bars in Las Vegas. I'm gonna be
CJ down.
All right, you send me a logo, I'll send you a hat. We got this down, man.
I got you, man. I got you.
All right, cool. I never saw Mega Fred come into the chat. So let's ask his question anyway. I know you kind of alluded to it. What is your favorite music, band, instrument, whatever?
Like I said, I love a lot of old school. I'm from the Earth, Wind, and Fire, and you know, all that genre of music. I also love, even older than that, the Manhattans, the Shy Lights, the Temptations, just because my dad and them taught me, and I grew up on that music. However, as much as I love those musics, and I have an ear for a lot of different musics, I can listen to some country, not too much in the heavy metal, but I can listen to some rock and stuff like that. But my go-to music is jazz. I love jazz, and especially anything that has guitar, like George Benson, Paul Jackson Jr., Peter White, all those guys, man. I love anything jazz with strings. I also love saxophone, so you know, Candy Dolfer, Gerald Albright, those type of individuals. But any type of
Kenny G is one of those, weren't we?
You know, I used to like Kenny G a whole lot when he first came.
I was joking, man.
I did. I used to like Kenny G, and I got some of his CDs, man. Kenny G, but Kenny G went so commercial, man, that I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. Maybe it's just a stigma that's around Kenny G now. But me personally, like I said, my favorite jazz artist is George Benson, and like I said, I like Norman Brown and anything with strings and saxophone. So, but I can sit out on my deck, like I said, all day long. I have a favorite jazz playlist I play out of Amazon Music, and I tell Alexa, hey, play that, and I pour my drink, and I light my cigar, and I am in heaven for the rest of the afternoon. So all my stress and all my worries go away, and you know, jazz is it for me. The unfortunate thing about it is that I'm in St. Louis, and near St. Louis, the city that's supposed to be of blues and jazz, and we very rarely get any prominent jazz acts here. So when they do come, I try to make them, but I find myself driving to Indianapolis, which is about 3 hours away from here, to a place called the Jazz Kitchen, and the Jazz Kitchen there usually have, like I said, I saw Peter White there, and they always have Kirk Whalum and all the different jazz acts, the big name jazz acts go there. And it winds up being a nice little weekend for the wife and I, because we can drive up on a Saturday morning, 3 hours, hang out in Indy, and go to the jazz concert that night, and then come back Sunday. So usually a nice little weekend overnighter. But I wish it was closer. But yeah, that's my answer. Jazz is contemporary smooth jazz. Now, not the old school Miles Davis type stuff, because that can get a little hard at times. So, but yeah, that's it for me, man.
So I know she didn't say any like country music, like.
Well, like I said,
Brooks. I mean, come on, dude.
I have an ear. I can listen to almost any music that's entertaining. I mean, country, classical, or what have you. My taste for music is a wide genre, especially after I've traveled the world. Japan, Germany, and things of that nature. Most of the time when you grow up and you live in one area your entire life, you're kind of subjected to one type of music or one type of cultural influence. But being in the military and being around and being around different people and stuff, I've learned to appreciate other styles of music. Now, like I said, and I can't too much, with the heavy metal stuff, but I can almost listen to almost anything and enjoy it depending on what it is. But if they was to ask me today, what you want to listen to, man, it's your day. It's going to be some type of smooth contemporary jazz. So.
Right on. Let's go back to Kent real quick. I'm sure he's got a couple questions on you.
Yeah, I got a couple over here. First one, Cooking with James asks, Daryl, are you a poker fan?
Yeah, as far as playing poker, I watch poker on TV. That's the closest I've come. I want to sit around. I want to get a poker table for my man cave and have some fellas over and play some poker with the chips and everything. But and it's been many years. When I was in the Marine Corps, we used to play poker around with a blanket on the ground and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't play it, but I love to watch it on TV. The poker tournaments are just so cool, man. So.
Who asked that question?
Cooking with James.
James, put it in the chat. If you're into poker, come to my house. We'll talk. You can donate to me.
Yeah, CJ thinks he's fucking Phil Ivey or something. I don't know. Second follow-up question from Cooking with James. Do you ever listen? I think he is what he said. I just wrote down in a hurry to Oscar Peterson.
Oscar Peterson? No, I don't know Oscar Peterson, man. But if he's jazz, then I'll have to look him up, man, because I'm always looking for some new artists to check out, man, or some artists that I haven't heard before. So
cool. Yeah, he says, do you know Oscar Peterson in the chat? And I said, no, I don't. I don't think that's the answer he was looking for. But Deep Sea Barbecue wants to know, if you were in the planes, trains, and automobiles scenario, what YouTube comrade would you choose to be in that show with you?
I guess it depends on which one am I. Am I going to be Steve Martin or am I John Candy? Which one? So, wow, who would I? I guess, if I really had to pick somebody, it'd probably have to be, like T-Roy, somebody like T-Roy who seems to have been around the block for a while and then may be able to get us in and out of some situations and stuff, man. So it'd probably be Troy. Now, if I really had, if they were drinking a lot in that one and really having a good time, then maybe it would have been me and Phil from Daddy Cooks and stuff. But I think if I had to be jumping from train to bus and trying to get home for the holidays, I probably have to take Troy. He seemed like he might get me there. So,
all right. Speaking of Daddy Cooks, he posted a question in here, and he wants to know when you're going to come visit.
I'm trying to come visit Phil before the winter sets in, man. So I'm trying to fit it in between now and Thanksgiving, because I'm not sure when you're heading back to parts unknown. So normally we go to Austin for Thanksgiving to visit my son, and I gotta let Troy and those cats know I'm coming down there. James, I'm coming down for Thanksgiving, man. So get the smokers ready. But I'm gonna try to get down there over there, Phil, on the East Coast, man, before the winter sets in. So I'll touch bases with you, brother, and see when you're heading back to parts unknown, and try to squeeze it in before you roll out.
Well, there you go, Phil. You got your answer. So,
all right, hey, real quick, Ken, hold on. I see Sal, the Rude Boy Cooks, is in the house. Nice of you to join us, Sal Chandana. Appreciate it. And World Supporter was in here. I think he just jumped off, but I appreciate you stopping by. All right, Ken, go ahead, brother.
Well, before you so rudely interrupted me, I was going to let you know that was my last question.
Oh. Ken,
take it away, boss.
Me and you are just not vibing tonight, man. Like,
we're going to go.
We're going to go. I'll meet you outside. We're going to handle this.
Where'd that be? Denver?
Yeah, Denver. Somewhere in the middle.
All right, cool. I'll make the extra trip. I'll just meet you in Vegas.
All right. And we'll have like 5 minutes of like acting like we're gonna fight, and then go hit the bar.
That works.
It works for me. All right, Daryl. So if you've watched any of these hot seats, you know this channel's coming up. Or this channel, too much crown. There's too much crown. This question: who would you have on your personal Mount Rushmore?
You know, I knew this question was coming up, and I thought about it long and hard. And to be honest with you, I think, you know, Mount Rushmore has 4 heads on it. But for me, I think in all 4 of those spots would be one person, and that would be my father, Walter Smith Jr. My dad, he passed away about 3 years ago, you know, throat cancer and some other issues that he had. But my dad taught me, you know, what it was like, what it meant to work hard, and what a man is supposed to do as far as supporting his family, and how a man is supposed to carry himself, and how he's supposed to act. My old man wasn't a saint by any means, but he definitely loved his sons, and he taught us so much. I kind of credit everything that I am today to him, even though I love my mom to death. But my dad, you know, he was, like I said, he was from the country. He didn't finish high school. He dropped out of 11th grade. He picked up the trade of carpet installation when he left the country and came to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He worked 3-4 jobs just to buy his first home. He was always a hard worker and always gave people 100%, and always told people what was on his mind. And that's probably where my brothers and I get that from, because, you know, if you don't want to know, don't ask. But he would be in all 4 spots on that Mount Rushmore, man, because I miss him to death. I miss his stories. I miss his life lessons. And he's just been irreplaceable in my life, man. So that would be my answer to that question. So.
Hell of an answer, man. Hell of an answer. I love it, man. That kind of, you know, gets you a little emotional right there, man. That's very, very sweet, man.
Oh yeah, man. You know, big toast to my old man. You know,
yeah, cheers, man. Cheers, old man.
CJ, just one quick thing here. Phil put in the chat, Daddy Cooks. He says, "It takes a man to raise a man." True that.
True that, man.
Hell
True
yeah.
that.
So there you go.
Yeah. Give it up to Phil. Another cheers, man. That's more true than there is right there.
Yep, no doubt.
Oh man. All right. If you could cook with anybody in history, live or dead, who would it be?
Oh, this is the easy one for me, being from Louisiana, man. It'd be Emerald, man.
Emerald Lagasse.
Oh, man, I used to watch Emerald Lagasse all the time, man. I always wanted to be next to him hollering, bam!
Man, that's awesome, dude. Like, when I first moved out, when I was 18, 18, me and my buddy, you know, had a nice little apartment in Orange County. And we would watch the Food Network and watch Emerald, because he was the OG, man. Like, all he was Food Network, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yep. So,
you know, Emerald had like 2 or 3 different shows, man. You know, he had the one with the live audience. Then he had the one where he was in his personal kitchen at home, you know, and then he had one where he would cook on the beach in Florida. So I would watch all of those shows, man. And I was like, man, if I could just get out there, man, and crack some lobsters with him, man, and do some cooking and holla bam, and through I even had his Emerald Lagasse seasonings and stuff like that, man. So I loved it, man. Loved it.
Yeah. That is the longest, weirdest hashtag I've ever seen there, Kris. Fucked up as a soup sandwich. I'm feeling no pain. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know about a soup sandwich. That's funny stuff right there, man.
Man, what is Hobo drinking, man?
Hobo is drinking bourbon.
Oh shit!
Right or squirt or something, right? Squirt. So put it in there, Hobo. What are you drinking, brother? And then Sal said Justin Wilson. He's one of the old school guys. You know,
yeah.
I've been watching him on PBS back in the day.
Yeah, I remember Justin.
Daryl.
I remember Justin Wilson, Cajun cook, man, back then. Man, we used to watch him all the time too. So, but like I said, for me, it would have been Emerald. They got a new cat. I won't say new cat. He's on PBS. I watch PBS a lot, believe me. But PBS, they got this cat. I can't remember. It's a tall black guy, tall kind of big cat. He's a New Orleans cook. I can't remember. I think his last name is Belton. I believe it is. Man, he's a pretty cool too, man. I like his channel also. But one other person I wouldn't mind hanging around his set. Now I don't know is Stephen Reichland. Because you look at Project Smoke and Project Fire. From Stephen Reichland, man, those cats, man, he got quite a production going on out there. I wouldn't mind being on that set out there, man. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've been to a couple of Emerald's places in Vegas because that's obviously as close as I'm getting to Louisiana. Well, actually, I'm going to New Orleans in October. But anyway, I've been to Delmonico's and Emerald's Fish House. You
been to the one in the MGM?
Yeah.
That's the one we ate in when we went to Las Vegas, man. Boy, they had some fantastic food there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, did you happen to get that cake they had there? We got a slice of the banana cream pie. Yep. Man, that son of a bitch was about that big, man, coming to the table, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that one is Emerald's Fish House, and it's right on that little boulevard of restaurants right there. Yep. We go to MGM a lot. I get the free rooms there, so like we go there a lot. And that Emerald Fish House, we went there on a whim, and it was just like they had seating. It wasn't like we had that reservation, right? And we talked to the waiter, and we're like, "What's good?" And he just said, order this, and this. And then he asked me if I like bananas, and of course, and he said the same thing. He's like, you got to have the banana cream cake thing or whatever. I was like, dude, bring it. I'm in.
Yeah, that mug. When they brought that to the table, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I was in heaven, man. That was a great meal. And I see Kent, you put on their House of Blues for breakfast. You're damn skippy. I love that place, Kent. For breakfast, there's just nothing better.
Yeah, I don't know who turned me on to that.
Probably some cheddar gambler that you know in your life.
Yeah, that wears a funky hat. Doesn't know how to say the word sandwich right when Hobo puts it in the hashtag. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but I heard he's all right.
He's all right. Let's see. Yes, Hobo. I love bananas. What? Dude, I love Hobo is the best at hashtags in the chat, man. And he's just having fun. He ain't hurt nobody, but he is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I love it, dude. Hey, Kris, I know you don't like it when I say I love you, but I do, man.
Look like old Snoopy Easton popped into the room, man. What's going on, Snoop?
Look at this guy. What's up, man? How you doing? Snoopy Eats blessed us with his presence, dude. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Crown nostrils. What the hell is he talking about? Hey, that glass is getting light, man. That glass is getting light.
I know, man, but I got to work in the morning, shit.
Yeah, don't we all? It's Friday though.
Yeah, but shit, I still got to supervise 20-some people. Shit.
So do I. And they know best to leave me in my office, shut the door. If you hear snoring, just deal with it.
I ain't gonna be no good till after I had 2 cups of coffee tomorrow morning. Shit.
Oh my goodness. All right. Ken, hold on. So anybody in the chat, we're kind of winding down. We're going on 2 hours. If you have any questions, make sure you address them to at Kent Vanderweer or at Cooking with CJ. Get them in while you can right now, and we'll get going. In history, what is one thing that no one knows about you?
Oh, wow. Well, it's one thing though. Well, shit, I already told everybody that I was in the Marines. I used to play. I played high school football for one game. For one game. One game. I went to Catholic high school. I didn't want to go to Catholic high school. I was raised in a Catholic schools my entire life. And when I got out of 8th grade, getting ready to go to high school, my mom and them insisted I go to a Catholic high school, all boys. I did not want to go there. So I intentionally flunked out. But besides the point, I went to play football. I played football. And I was a hell of a defensive end. I was going to be starting defensive end, and we played our first. It wasn't even a full game. It was a scrimmage against another high school, and I came around the end and on a blitz, getting ready to hit the quarterback, and I got caught from the blind side at the knees, and it messed up a lot of ligaments in my knees, and from that day forward to this day, I have a trick knee. So I could be standing up talking to you. We can stand there, and all of a sudden my knee will just go out. So I thought I was going to be pretty good in football. I had aspirations of playing college, but unfortunately, I caught an early injury, and I wasn't even never able to even play an actual high school football game once I got injured. I was on crutches for almost a year. So.
Man, that sucks, man. We all have the war injuries, but man, one game, that's rough. I know me and Kent wake up in the morning and everything had to pop its way in and, work it out a little bit.
But, my old man always said, man, if you wake up in the morning, if you ain't feeling no pain, you're probably dead. So,
yeah. Amen to that.
Amen, man. That's funny. I swear, every morning I got to get up. I got to pop my neck a couple times. The shoulders got to get worked through. The knees got to crack a little bit. And, it was been that way since my 30s, and I just hit 42.
Oh yeah, and when you hit 30, that's when the snap, crackle, and pop starts showing up, bro.
Sure.
Yep.
Kent, how you feeling when you wake up in the morning, brother?
After this past youth football season, well, the one we're currently in, pretty rough. When you dislocate 4 ribs in the first practice at 48, yeah, you're not a spring chicken anymore. So.
Hey, man, we need to give a shout out to Nigel, man. Nigel just showed up. Nigel's checking in from the UK, man. So, it's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So
Nigel is a trooper, man. Yeah, I see him on every chat. You're the biggest supporter we have. And Nigel's generous too, man. He gives away. He wins. I've seen a few times in these giveaways or whatever. And everything that he's won, he's asked to give to someone else. So, he won the hat or the spices in my giveaway, and he told me to give it to Red. So that's why Red has a dope hat now, and he's rocking it. Even though I said I'd send it. Send it to the UK.
Nigel probably think y'all too cheap to send anything over to the UK.
Hey, I said I would send it. Now, I said I'd send it on my company dime.
Okay, well.
I have my assistant send everything out. I'm like, I don't know who it goes to. Yeah, I'm sending it to this guy.
Yeah, I like Nigel, man. Nigel's good, man. He's definitely a hardcore supporter, man. And like I said, I might have to get his address and stuff and send him a little something, man, because he's always in the chats and always watching the videos and commenting. So I like that dude, man. He's real people, man.
Yep. Nigel, you were saying about, I think I saw you in the chat yesterday in the Drizzle Effect. Miss Josie's going to be on, I think in late October. We have Burger's going to go on. We have a lot of people going on. So I know you keep throwing out ideas for me to invite people on. Trust me, I'm inviting people. I have people out to already into November right now. So we have guests lined up. We're doing the dang thing. So, okay, DC just asked what this isn't a fedora. A fedora has the hat kind of down like this. This is just up, all right? But this dope-ass hat runs about $75 when I go to Vegas. So there you go.
Hey, man, we planning another trip to Vegas, man, sometimes soon, too, man. So we need to all try to go the same time and hang out with Miss Josie out there, have her cook us some meal, man, and hang out.
Well, we go to Vegas a lot, because it's 3.5 hours from us in a drive. All right, so
well, Well, man, you should let me know when the next time you guys are planning to do that, because I can catch a flight out of here for about $69-$70 from one of these no frills airlines and get to Vegas, man, in no time. So, man, let me know next time y'all rolling, man. We might have to meet y'all up there.
All right, for sure. We were supposed to hook up with Miss Josie, but she was doing some catering that weekend, I believe it was, and I had to jump into a poker tournament because when I go to Vegas, I play in poker. I play a poker tournament every time I go, just so I could write off the weekend, because I'm self-employed as a poker player on the side, so I could write off my Vegas trips.
Okay, that's all right.
I'll watch my videos. All right, so
that's all right there, man. I like that idea.
Yeah, so we do the dang thing, and I was in the middle of a poker tournament, and we were supposed to go see Miss Josie too. Luckily, I won the tournament, so I could say, hey, I was winning money. So
that's all right. Hey, Josh and Babe said, man, YouTube Vegas meetup. Hey, I'm down for that.
Oh yeah, you know, the first time I ran into Josh and Babe on YouTube was because they had Route 91. It was a country concert in Vegas, and you know, it's when the big shooting happened, but they had done a vlog from it earlier, and that's where I actually ran into them, is watching their vlog from it. And we said it 1,000 times, but that's how I wanted to like know them, because they remind, you know, Josh kind of reminds me in Vegas, Babe reminds me of Mrs. CJ in Vegas, you know, drinking champagne in the morning, like, what do we have for breakfast? I had this bottle of champagne, you know?
Right.
So that's what made me reach out to them. So Vegas is my Disneyland. I love it there. So hey, Eric from Smoking Barbecue Tips and Recipes. Yes, a Texas Hold'em get together. I have a table. We'll set it up in the backyard. We'll do the dang thing. So, oh my God. Chef, stop making fun of my hat. When you send me a cowboy hat, I swear I'll rock it. All right. I swear I'll rock that cowboy hat, Chef. All right, cool. Jim Littler from Manitoba. Right on. Welcome. I haven't seen you in the chat before. That's awesome. That's so cool. Welcome. If you see anybody in the chat, make sure you subscribe to them. Appreciate it. Kent, are you done with your questions? Did you see any more jump in there?
The only other thing I saw was a comment that's currently being typed and says you'd look like a fluffy George Strait in a cowboy hat. But I'm not done typing that yet. So
hey, I'm more like Garth Brooks, because Garth Brooks is already fluffy.
No,
I used to have the pattern button-up shirts.
Nope. You're no Garth. Sorry.
Hey,
done. I'm out.
Don't judge.
I'm out. All done. No questions.
No questions. All right, cool. All right. We're winding down, people. So if you don't have a question, or if you have a question, make sure you throw it in the chat. Robert Roy plays poker. All right. Hey, I'm ready for a tournament. We will do this. A YouTube creators poker tournament in California. Let's do the dang thing. Daryl, your brother said when I'm in he lives in New Orleans, right? Louisiana?
No, Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Okay. We're heading to New Orleans.
He's only 45 minutes from New Orleans.
Okay, yeah. We're heading to New Orleans the 6th of October. So I'll hook it up. Jay Wade just showed up. He's late. Jay Wade, you're fired, dude.
Yeah, Jay Wade, too.
Jay Wade. Come on, man. We're 2 hours into this thing.
Hey,
and I just want to say thank you, Daryl, for sticking around this long, dude. I know we're having a good time. That's a good time.
I'm good. And I'm surprised, man. The one question that I was expecting that I didn't hear was, I know one time somebody was asking, if money was no object, what grill or smoker would you want?
All right, go ahead and answer your own question.
I'm gonna answer my own question.
Do it. I'll just sit back and have a drink.
But if you guys, I know you guys in the barbecue community have seen those jokers out there in Texas. I think in Texas from Pit Maker. Pit Maker, man, they make all of those vertical, the smoker vault and things, man. They got these nice big rigs, man, where they airbrush whatever you want on them and things, man. So one of these days, I'm going to get me before, hopefully, Lord willing, I'm going to get me a smoker vault from Pit Maker out of Texas, man. I love the way those things look, and it seems like they cook really good. You can cook a lot of food in them, and it's just it just seems like a fantastic device, man. So if you guys have never seen Pitmaker, hey, check those guys out on Facebook or YouTube, man. Pitmaker, they got this, ones with John Wayne painted on the side. It's the same ones that what's his name from the Burnt Bean Company uses in his competition, man. That's a Pitmaker type outfit. So, man, check those guys out, man.
What Ernest Cervantes.
Hold on, kid. You were talking about Greg earlier. He just got a big old barbecue, like high up.
Yeah, he got a Lone Star.
Did you say one?
A Lone Star. He got a Lone Star.
Oh, okay. All right.
Him and Troy both. They got some Lone Stars, man. And that one that Greg got is a monster, man.
Yeah, man. That one Greg has is huge, man. I was watching how he seasoned it up, and that thing looks like a beast, dude.
Yeah.
Troy's looks like manageable, right? It just looks like a normal stick burner, right?
Right.
But Greg's he's gonna do some damage with that bad boy.
Yeah, Greg, like that's a restaurant cooker as big as that thing is, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Ken, go ahead, man.
No, I was just answering Daryl's question. Ernest Cervantes is Burnt Bean Barbecue Company.
Yeah, he has. I've seen him use one from Pitmaker in his competitions on Barbecue Pitmasters, man, and that's a nice setup he got.
Yeah, it's a good looking rig. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So,
okay, I'm back on strike.
All right, cool. I only got a couple more questions here. If you got any more questions, throw them in the chat. What I'm going to do is when we're kind of rolling, finishing up, I'm going to put the link to the hangout that I'm on into the chat, and everybody who wants to come on for the after party, jump on, okay? All right. Last two questions from me. 3 channels you watch. 1 big, 1 small, and 1 you think should be bigger.
3 channels I watch. Well, 1 big would probably be T-Roy Cooks. Especially ever since T-Roy retired, man, he's been, devoting 100% of his time to his channel. So he has some interesting conversations out there, 42-minute talk about, brisket and what have you. So I like T-Roy Cooks. What was the one I think? What was the other one? I'd say that's a big one.
Like a small one, a medium one you think should be bigger.
One that I think should be bigger. I think all the smaller guys, should be much bigger, man. Like yourself and AB and those guys, man. You guys put out some great content. So I try to watch as much as I possibly can, and I watch some of the newer, smaller channels. Like I said, like Cooking with CJ, Cooking with James, Smoking and Grilling with AB. I watch all of that 1984 barbecue, man. So I like watching the smaller channels, man, because you guys are up and coming, and you guys put out some new ideas, man. But also I know how it was when I started out, man, hoping, looking for views and looking for subscribers and stuff like that. So so that was that's something that I try to spend even in my off time, even when I'm at work and I'm working on. I got 2 monitors. I got computer programs on one, and I'm working. I may have YouTube up on the other computer, on the other monitor, and just listening to what the guys are saying or whatever, looking at stuff from different channels and stuff like that, man. So, but one channel I think that should be bigger than they actually are, and it's probably Daddy Cooks. And I know the one reason that Daddy Cooks is probably not as big, he doesn't have the 100,000 subscribers and all that kind of stuff, is because he's going back and forth to parts unknown. But Phil puts out some great content, man, and I love watching his stuff, man, and even the interaction between him and his girls, and him and his wife and stuff like that, man. That whole family concept is fantastic. But I think Phil, if he wasn't running back and forth to parts unknown, I think he would be much, much bigger than he's actually is, man. So
yeah, I completely agree with that. I think he'd be damn near onto his own Food Network show by now.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that totally, man.
He's got that personality that everybody loves, and everybody in the chat knows it too. And he loves his family. He loves them girls. It's awesome to see. So, before my last question, I've been seeing some question marks in the chat. I don't know if there's actual questions, but Kit, do you have anything left?
Yeah, I got one question from Hobo.
Okay.
What is your favorite smallest grill you've ever cooked on?
Well, my favorite smallest grill I ever cooked on is the Smoky Joe. I got like everybody. I started off and you got a little Smoky Joe to take it to the parks and stuff like that. Now, when you're talking small grills, I did break down and try to support Kid Rock and the American Badass Grill when that came out. So I spent $90 and got the American Badass Grill to see exactly how badass the American Grill was. And like I said, it has its good points and it has its bad points. But the best grill that I have between the American Badass Grill and the Little Smoky Joe is the Little Smoky Joe. I've been wanting to do one of those miniature WSM type things where you take the Smoky Joe and you put a steamer pot in between them and you put the rack and all that kind of stuff. And I've been seeing those on YouTube for quite some time. I have all the parts, but we're going to be doing one of those in the next couple of weeks, man. I think I'm going to make it either Southern University or LSU or New Orleans Saints or Air Force, some type of theme. But we're going to do one from the ground up. I know it's been done to death, but I'm going to do one myself just because. So.
Well, I'm sure you made Josh happy with the Smoky Joe. And I have a buddy who bought the Kid Rock American Badass Grill. And yeah, he's not very happy with it. So
yeah, it's got a few issues with it, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want a straight grill and throw some charcoal in and got a great, I grill on it all the time. When I want to do burgers or just straight grill and stuff like that and don't want to break out anything else. But the lid doesn't fit on it properly sometimes. The vents on the side where you adjust the airflow are hard to control and it's hot. It's just not, to me, it just wasn't well planned. It was a good idea, but it just needed some tweaking. So
that's pretty much what he said too.
Yeah.
So one other thing, more of a statement than a question. Chef Johnny at Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine says his vaults that are in his or his smokers that are in his food trailer are the Pitmaker vaults.
Oh, cool.
And he can do 15 brisket in one shot.
Yeah, man. I love the videos of watching people use those pit makers, man. Those things are off the chain, man. So I see you, Phil. You're talking about you need a pellet smoker. Hint, hint. I'll see what I can do, brother. I might have to drop a few lines to the fellas out there at RegTech for you and CJ, man. See if they'll accommodate, man. So.
Hey, Phil already tried that one. I'm like, yeah, hint, hint. I need me a RegTech too. You know what I love about the grills, and obviously I've never used one, but it's the handles. They look like horns, man. Those are so freaking cool, man. Yeah,
actually, somebody told me that I had my horns installed upside down. I was like, well, shit, it fit in my hand, so it working fine for me. So,
all right, cool, man. Ken, you said you're done.
All done.
All right, man. All right. I'm going to ask you one last question, then I'll let you wrap it up for what you want to say, and then I'll say what I got to say, and then we'll put the link to the hangout in the chat.
Okay.
So last question. Who would you like to see in the hot seat?
Oh, you mentioned so many people, man, but I think the hot seat has been male heavy. So, I mean, I think we probably need to, like say, get Booger or Christy and you got them already signed up to come. But the one person I really, really, really would like to see in the hot seat is probably, you say you got Josie already signed up to come in?
Josie is signed up for the end of October, I believe.
All right. So let me think of somebody who has not been, signed. Actually, if you could get somebody from like Vincenzo's Plate or Joker from Vincenzo's Plate to come in from over in Italy. I know the timeline thing might be pretty hard, but it would be interesting to him, or there's a guy, I think his channel is called Ben's BBQ. He's from Germany, and so somebody from overseas would be pretty cool, man. But I know that time difference is what's going to be the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
I'm with you. I don't mind moving the hot seat around a little bit. Like I've reached out to, I was reaching out to Lars Lassie to see if he'd come on, and I'll move it around. And someone had said Kris the Butcher he's in the UK. I've reached out to Pitmaster X to see if he's down. So I'll move it around for European guests. But yeah, hashtag Nigel. We get Nigel on here. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah. And Pitmaster X is cool too, man. I watch him all the time, man. He has a live segment that he does every now and then.
Yeah. Chef Johnny is the one who asked him, I think, for me. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chef, but he was the one that brought it to my attention that he'd be willing to come on the hot seat. So I messaged him on Instagram. I'm still waiting for a reply, but I would love to get him on here. He does some outstanding stuff on his channel.
Yeah, he definitely does, man. I love the equipment that he has, man, and how he does his videos, man. He's really good, man.
Okay, Daddy Cook said Albert from Spain on a fork. I'll look into reaching out for him too. I really would love to take this, go a little international and talk to people that are out in the world, see what they do out there, and things are a lot different, obviously in different countries. But we can go to the supermarket and get what we need, but some people are in Spain are going to the farmers market or whatever they call it, and get how they get their stuff. So I think there's a lot more questions that can be asked and get some interesting response of how things are on the other side of the world. So
have you guys had a Red from Red's Pizzeria and stuff?
Yeah, he was on with Hobo, I think, a couple times before he turned it over to me.
Okay, it must have been the earlier ones then. Okay, all right, cool. Well, cool.
I believe Red got schnook into like you wouldn't believe. He was drinking them IPAs till he couldn't see straight. So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm not, dude. Red is my boo. Like, I love Red, dude. Like, I would be the big spoon to him if we ever in Vegas. I swear.
I hear you.
That guy is just my hero, man. He's so freaking cool. All right, man. I'll leave it up to you to say what you got to say on the way out, man.
Man, look, I just appreciate everybody taking the time to come out, man, and hang out with us tonight, man. It's a unique community, man, where we all supporting each other, man. And I'm a pretty open guy, so unless it's something that's really personal, I'll go ahead and let you know what's going on, what's on my mind, and what I've been through, man. Thanks for all the support for Bad Beast BBQ. Hopefully we can continue to grow, and keep a lookout for our shameless plug. Keep a lookout for our online T-shirt store coming out in the next couple of weeks, man. We have it's kind of a offshoot from our logo business where it's called Bad Beast Designs. We've been having that going on for quite some time. We used to have a store, so we're going to have an online store with not just barbecue type sayings on T-shirts, but all type of stuff, military and things of that nature. So, hey, check us out. We should be up and running in a couple of weeks. So,
right on. All right. I just saw Daddy Cook said that when he gets to 100,000, he wants to come back on. Daddy Cooks, the seat is always open for you, brother. Whenever you want to come on, dude. I know it's going to happen really soon, so we're going to do it. You're welcome anytime, man. I'll sit here and drink and bullshit with you for hours. So no problem. Don't forget my T-shirt design there, Daryl. Appreciate it.
I got you covered, bro.
It's got to have a dope hat in it, too.
Hey, I already got the design in my mind, bro.
There it is. And, hey, dude, from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you coming on and spending time with me. And everybody in the chat, man, it's just been great. You're a cool cat. Everybody loves you. So this has been an awesome time. And again, man, I really appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Appreciate it, man. I love hanging out with you guys, man.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great to have a brother out there that loves the crown just as much as I do. So that's
yeah, man. I'm definitely all about the rain on, my friends. I gotta say one more thing about Crown Raw before everybody log off. When they had like Dr. J doing the commercial, it was so cool, man. Because it had a whole lot of class to it and things of that nature, man. I've never been a big fan of JB Smooth being a representative for Crown Royal. Kind of made it kind of a joke, you know what I'm saying? So I think they need to go back to some kind of classier representation when it comes to the commercials, man, because I always love the rain on type slogans, man. So, hey, man, from the bottom of my heart, the Bad Beast BBQ, to all you guys out there, baby, rain on.
Rain on, baby. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't mind JB Smooth a little bit, but I know exactly what you're talking about for sure. For sure. All right, Ken, you got anything you want to say out? You holler out?
No, I'm good. Daryl, thank you very much. It's been a great time tonight. So
appreciate it, brother.
You made CJ look damn good, brother. I'm telling you.
Yes, definitely.
Appreciate it, brother.
I think between me, you, and Kent, we had too much big sexy on the screen.
I hear you, man, but hey, you can never have too much big sexy, though.
Too much big sexy. I'm sure that out of our 30, 40 viewers, there are a couple females out there just feeling a little hot and bothered.
Yeah, that's right, man. You got to keep them sweating.
All right, guys. So, Kent, all my moderators, Daryl, Bad Beast BBQ. Hey, listen, next week, our guest is going to be Rich from Rich's River Smokers, West Virginia. And we're going to be doing a little giveaway with his dirt rub. So that's going to be fun. So make sure you turn in next week. We have a lot of great guests coming on. I'm excited for what's going on. Next week, we're going to have 2 hot seats. Besides the Thursday one with Rich, we're going to do that little live one with Lassie in the hot seat on Tuesday. Marion will be here from Robert Roy. AB's supposed to come up. And, we're just going to have a good time and have a little in-house live hot seat. So that's exciting. That's very cool to do. So that's it, guys. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. Don't click on it until you see me go off, please. And we're going to do the dang thing. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all the subscribers that come on and subscribe to everybody else and support the channel. Hong K, welcome. You're just catching us on the out, but I appreciate you stopping by. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you next Tuesday. Take care.